Alright. So Leroy. Surprised that made it across. Normally if you clip the off-road hopping onto the shortcut there, you just straight up die, but... It might look relatively straightforward, but the way to do this shroom spot is quite touchy. And you saw at the end of that one run that I had going, I say going, it's a bit of a strong word, but the shortcut, as many shortcuts are in this game, has some sort of weird physics to it because it's off-road and like this little ramp. Well, slope sort of going under the shortcut, and you can kind of see that just at the start there's like a little slope with the sand and all that, and if you get air time on that you die, but in general that's not a problem at the start, unless you get a mini turbo like I did just there. Incidentally, the mini turbo on the first lap shroom spot would be faster if you could like get the 2 coins. But because of the way the track is just sort of laid out, it's virtually impossible. I have come close, like I've stayed on the track, but I haven't ever actually got those 2 coins, or even one of those coins, which is why I haven't really looked into it any further. But the first shroom spot is a massive pain in the ass to get right, because you have to have a certain angle, and it's not just like holding a certain direction, you have to change your steering direction as you go through the cut, which you can sort of see there, but it's still not great. And the problem becomes like doing that consistently. And then on top of that, you need to time your hop off the grass so that you still have most of your speed from the mushroom. And you also need to get the angle right so you can get the coins. And it's like, it's not as hard as some of the other shroom spots in this game, and certainly not as hard as some of the bullshit you have to do in Mario Kart 8, but it's certainly a lot touchier than some of the other things I've done so far in this game. Also, you'll probably notice that I'm shrooming, like, it's basically a start shroom, but I can't shroom off the start line. I have to actually wait for just a little bit. And that, it sort of seems kind of easy to do, but, like, the way this shroom spot works out is the earlier you do it, the better, so long as you can actually get the fast hop off the grass like that. So that was a relatively early shroom, and you can see I'm a little bit ahead. And then I miss all the coins, but that's fine. Fine in the sense that I can still keep going and like practice, but yeah. Okay, no I can't because I was about to hit the off-road there, but like you can sort of see where I'm going with this. It's probably 75% of my runs just don't even get past the first corner because of this shit. And it gets worse and worse as I get more, further removed from my session peak. Also, those 3 coins are fucking horrible. So yeah, this track is actually sort of like the exact opposite of Rainbow Road, because the first lap is complete cancer, and then after you've done the first lap, it's completely free because everything's super fucking easy by comparison. The only hard part of this track is this corner. Oh, that was bad. And as was that. Like, because what happens is, on laps 2 and 3, the shroom spot's really easy, as long as you don't do anything stupid with your angle and get yourself sort of sent flying into fucking outer space. And then the hairpin is super easy as well, because, like, even though you have to get a hop over the off-road, which is a little bit touchy, there's a really easy setup just straight out of the trick jump that you just do every time, and it's dead simple. And even landing from the anti-grav section is pretty consistent. And then after that, it's basically just don't hit the fucking oil and don't do stupid things on the NISC and you're fine. So that's sort of why you're probably going to see me just resetting the first lap over and over, and then at some point I'm just going to accidentally get a 101. Mini turbo. Oop, what was that? Sometimes you get those weird drifts where you sort of slide outward more than normal, and that was sort of what happened there. Ah, fuck. Yeah, that's sort of what happens. I'm not kidding when I say that that corner is the hardest part of the run, because you've got to land on it properly, and then you've got to switch drift, so that you get a good angle into the next corner. But doing that at the best time puts you very, very close to hitting the off-road. So... yeah, I think... I'm hitting the shroom spot properly at least now. Oh, fuck. And that's the other thing that happens. Sometimes you hop like that little bit too early, so you get the extra airtime from like going uphill. And then because you're basically going from inputting a left-hand drift into holding far right so that you can pull outward and get a good angle on the coins, sometimes that happens and you just sort of drift right instead. Oh shit. That's what happens if you hop too late. You don't slow down from the off-road or anything, you just don't have the shroom boost as strongly anymore. Why am I missing that, dude? Of course, that didn't save it from being a shit lap, but it was a nice recovery. So that's good. The split times I'd like to be seeing are 0.8 on lap 1, followed by probably 0.9, 0.8 for the following laps. Which incidentally I'm probably not going to get because, like, I literally... like, the only reason that I got the record to begin with is because of the extra strats that I'm doing. But I was only playing this track because it's my sort of classic, like, not so much testing, this sort of warm-up track from Mario Kart 8. So I figured if I'm going to learn heavyweights, I may as well do it here, and of course... That's a bit awkward. Yeah, that happens sometimes too. You can obviously tell if you're someone who actually plays this fucking game and like actually time trials, which would be one of about 3 people, because this game's fucking dead. You can probably tell that I'm making a lot of rookie mistakes, but like I don't know how heavies work. That's why I was practicing them. That's interesting. I wonder if you can get all 3 coins there. It'd be pretty slow, but you could probably get an SNT. Anyway. Please. That's the other thing that constantly happens, is the fucking mini turbo after the shroom just doesn't work. Too early. As you shit like that, I look at that and I think there might be a chance that you can get the mini turbo. But then I remember that it's probably not going to really be a big deal anyway because it's a mini turbo. And so I don't even bother. You can kind of see where I can improve on my original, or rather my current time as well. There are some very wide corners in that. You can also see why I said in the records chat that my first stream isn't very good. That was a bit too late. Well, Leroy, it's better than most people. I'm pretty sure that run would have been second worldwide. Second or third or something. It was a .4, so... I think I'm streaming too early, like maybe a frame or so too early. Like, I can't understate it enough. I just sort of mixed like a bunch of different figures of speech there. I can't stress enough that the first shroom is the stupidest part of this track. Like, there's so many things that you have to balance to actually get it to be fast. And it's just obnoxious as hell. Am I getting Mario Odyssey? Yeah, I think so. I wasn't going to begin with, but apparently it's, like, fucking huge, so it sounds like a bit of fun. Nice way to... And it's... like... yeah, it... I am half tempted to, like, learn how to speedrun Mario Odyssey. Just as a sort of... thing to do. I'm not doing Splatoon related stuff. That was good. Are you serious? That doesn't happen very much. That, however, does. I'm actually starting to wonder if, I think it's kind of awkward with the line anyway, but kind of feels like I should be able to go inside that oil puddle, or oil slick rather, to get those outside coins. I don't know if that would actually be faster or not, but it might be a little bit less annoying. Like, it's not hard to get those coins by going outside the oil slick. What it is restrictive. Like, it stops you from taking the ideal, the line you might otherwise want. Oh, I accidentally rolled my stick a bit. That would have been fine otherwise. Like, I don't know. This weird thing with the Pro Controller that you might have actually seen elsewhere on the internet about how it was just a sort of white deposit on the underside of the stick after you've been using it for a little bit. And the annoying thing about that is it kind of lubricates both the gate and the stick itself. Which can actually have an effect when you're time trialing. I usually clean it off, but sometimes it just sort of builds up anyway. Not to say that me rolling my stick was anyone's fault but mine, but still. The other problem with drifting a little bit too soon is you sometimes just get the mini turbo even when you time it more or less correctly. No. So what we're looking for on a good lap 1 is sort of the fast shroom, right? So where I'm like way ahead of my ghost. And then my ghost also loses a bit of time on the hairpin in that coin, which is like you can probably see that I'm gaining on my ghost there a little bit each time. Aside from that, it's generally okay. So you can see I just gained a fraction of time right there. Oops. Yeah, I sort of saw that coming. I almost want to race without a ghost, just to sort of... Because, like, the problem with racing against a ghost, or not racing against a ghost on this track, is it's really easy to think that you've done the shroom spot correctly, and then sort of get in bad habits where you just sort of go for it and you think that you've hit it. So it's sort of like that. Like that was a good shroom spot, or a decent shroom spot, but it just sort of looked kind of sloppy, so I might have thought, oh, that's not very good. Mini turbos. And yeah, Leroy, that's sort of why I'm interested in Odyssey, is... First of all, like... If I speedrun something, it's almost always because there's a good chunk of routing to do, as well as, like, you know, fancy tricks and all that. Like, I prefer sort of a balance in my speedruns. Rather than something like... Like, the reason, for example, I used to run Banjo-Tooie instead of Banjo-Kazooie is because Kazooie was sort of a little bit more restrictive. Whereas Tooie, there was sort of like... There was a little bit more freedom in how you played the game. And Odyssey, it looks like it's going to be more like that, as opposed to something like, you know, Mario 64. That was unfortunate. So, like, apparently there's, like, 400 plus moons in that game, which is going to be kind of crazy. I already had my thumb off the stick when before I even hit the wall there. Anyway. I don't know. Shit. Please, can you just mini turbo? It is real life, Cav. I don't know what I was thinking there. Ugh. That was an excursion. Do I still hold a world record on any track? Yeah, my Rainbow and Neo Bowser haven't been beaten yet, so... And I have the world record here, so that's 3. Though I don't expect to keep this one for very long unless I get like a 0.7 or something. That would have been really good if I'd hopped like a frame or 2 later. You had a bad angle there, but I thought I'd saved it. And then I went for my usual line and I realized I hadn't saved it. Fuck me! Oh, that was stupid. Like, I don't know. That wasn't even... Like, that wasn't a fantastic lap 1, but it was acceptable. Then I get a really good lap 2 shroom, and then I just fucking throw it all away. Also, I just realized, technically, this is now a 2-1-0 strat because I shroom a little bit before the finish line on laps 1 and 2. It's... I'm actually not really sure what to do with that. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't know, sometimes, like, I'll notice that 3-coin corner. Sometimes it just sort of feels like if I hold inward, I'm not actually going to get the full turning circle or something. Or like, it feels like if I hold inward, I'm going to get the coins, and then like I hold inward and I just sort of miss them, and it's like that's sort of what I was talking about before about how I still make a lot of rookie mistakes with heavyweights. Like I haven't got an actual feel for how they corner. Whereas like it's not this track isn't super demanding on that front. Like all you really need to do is just hold left and right in appropriate amounts so that you go relatively close to corners, to the apexes of corners. Whereas something like Raceway, for example, is a lot more strict. But still, you can sort of tell in the one instance where it matters that there's some lack of skill there. Oh, for fuck's sake. Not great. Neither was that. Neither was that. Okay. I think I need to look more into that, the landing in a drift on lap 1. It's kind of tricky to do on lap 1 because you're a little bit wider out, so you can't just sort of... Fucking hell. See, that's what I was talking about before, where like I know why that happened, but like I was holding like full left, and it felt like I just didn't get the full input. Okay, now I'm just doing dumb things. I need to be getting into the habit of just like running practice laps like that, so that I don't do stupid things at the end of the track. Interesting. Oh, what the fuck was that, dude? Oh boy. Oh, that was spaghetti as fuck toward the end there. Holy shit. Whew. I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but sometimes, like, if I'm sort of anticipating pressing a button, I'll sort of get a bit excited and press it a bit too early, and then be surprised when that happens. And then just sort of not know what to do for a bit. That's sort of what happened there on that shroom. Like, there was nothing wrong with when I used the shroom, I just used it like a little bit earlier than I was sort of expecting my muscle memory to kick in. I don't know. Oh, what the fuck was that, dude? What's up, Frost? No, my lap 1 best split is a very low 0.9. Incidentally, I'm actually kind of trying to figure out whether or not that's faster, what I did just there. My best split is, well, my best split in a run is a 0.952, and then my best actual split is like a 0.903 or something like that. And the run I'm racing against is like a 0.026 or something. Oh, 2.9 actually. It might not be letting you say like 21.9 whatever, because it might be detecting that as a link because it's got a dot in it. Oh my gosh! That was so stupid, dude. There's not much you can do about that either. Like, if it happens, it just happens. Yeah, okay. Oh, that fucking annoys me. Sometimes when you're hopping out of that shroom spot, like, you'll just slide instead of hop. And it is perhaps the most fucking frustrating thing, because it's sort of, like, yes, you can control it, but it's not something that, like, it's difficult to stop because it's really hard to actually see what's going on. So you get into this situation where you just fucking slid out of that shroom spot, and then you've got to correct, like, on reaction, and pretty much usually just fuck. That should have been the fucking run. Like, that should have been it right there, but it just fell apart because of that. Yeah, Frost, I've got the record on this track. At least I think I do still. It's not a particularly good record because I added a bunch of strats, and anyone who's... I say anyone, the previous record holder could very easily just take the record back, which is why I'm still going. But, yeah, at the moment I'm pretty sure I still have it. Like 99% sure. Ah, no. No. Literally all I need to do is just beat this ghost, because this ghost is 102.0. Like, 0 flat. Just... So, even the slightest improvement, the very slightest, a single pixel on the finish line, will be enough. Which is sort of why I'm continuing runs that are a bit shit, because they all have record potential. Well, most of them do anyway. Sit right fucking... And then that happens. What's up, Andre? Shroom dude. Your favorite? There are others? Sup, Lovatar? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Yuck. Oh, that is a dick move, game. Fuck me. Ah! That was a really dicey section there. Like, it looked okay, but I could tell I was sort of losing my grip of it. Oh, like, I need to be more ahead on lap 1. I need to be probably 0.1 at least ahead, because lap 2 and 3 are pretty okay. Like, lap 3 I think is my best split so far. Which, like, isn't saying much because I only ever really finish PB runs. But, like, I've had sub 20 lap... sorry, I've had sub 20 lap 2s. So the .029 or whatever the fuck it is like okay. It's you know, it's the right part of the .0. Is that my meaning? No, that was dumb. So like the run that I currently have is quite okay, it's just that it's .000, which is very unfortunate. And I actually mean that as in, like, it is actually unlucky, because I'm pretty sure that there is a degree of luck involved with the sub-pixel time, or sub-frame timings. Because, like, obviously, you can hit virtually any, anything to be 1,000th of a second. It's not based on, like, what frame across the finish line, it's also based on what, like, how much of your car is over the finish line. But to a degree, I'm pretty sure there's some amount of luck in that, so... I have the record, but it's at 102.000. So, like, I'm contractually obligated to improve that. I don't think you quite understand how superstitious Mario Kart players are. Like, it doesn't matter how good a time is, like, or other two times are. If one is like a 0.9 and the other is like a 0.7 or something, people are gonna be like, yo, the 0.9, it's a sub, yeah, that's amazing. Even if the 0.7 is like much harder to hit, like on a different track. Ooh, that was bad. That was also interesting. I'm finding ever newer and more exciting ways to explore the track. Unfortunately, with a time trial, you don't get bonus time for like exploring the track. You have to actually just, you know, go fast. Pretty good last lap. 1.8? No, what? I lost time? Huh. Okay, well it looked like I gained there actually, but I suppose not. What's annoying me right now is I'm losing a bit of time on the shortcut at the end. The reason that annoys me is because I've been getting into the habit of taking it really safely so that I don't fuck up good laps. See, that's the way you're supposed to take it. And that's the way that you throw a very good first lap away. Well, see, the thing with safety is you can be relatively safe by, like, doing things where a riskier strat would save you, like, 0.01 of a second or some shit like that. Like, if that 0.01 comes at the cost of, like, 9 out of 10 runs, then it's not worth it, because what's going to happen is the 1 out of 10 is not going to be as good as your best run in that 9 out of 10 that you lost. That's why, for example, on Rainbow Road, the fast gliders, even though they're sort of like a thing, where like if you do one, you save 0.1 per second, because congratulations, you can hop with 1 frame timing. But at the same time, because your runs are so, like, how good your run is basically determined by how many you get. So if you're like fishing for a really good run, like you're gonna get a bunch of runs where you drive really well but you don't get any gliders, and then you're gonna get like a run where you get all the gliders but you fucking suck at driving, which has sort of been my problem this whole time. Fuck me, dude. Oh, that was it. That was a fucking shoe-in for the record. I can't fucking understate how much that corner is the worst. Like, this track is mostly simple, aside from that fucking corner. Because the off-road is just in the way of taking a really nice smooth line through the next corner. And then because you have to fucking drive on the edge of the track, which is sloped upward, if you hop, and you have to input a left drift and then hold right the moment you land, right? But that means if you hop from any kind of elevation, that just turns your drift into a right drift, which is not what you want, and that's exactly what happened there. That's sort of why you see me kind of kick out a little bit on that corner, especially on that one, because what I want to do is hop onto the edge of the track so that I can use as much of the track as possible to get those coins. Then the problem becomes, like, if I'm on the edge of the track because it's lap 3 and I'm trying to fucking save the microseconds, then hopping off and, like, fucking inputting right on the stick like a frame too fucking soon just kills my run. This is Deluxe, but Twitch doesn't have a fucking Mario Kart 8 Deluxe thing to say that you're playing, so it's just Mario Kart 8. Oh, that would have been like a .8 or something, I think. That was actually quite solid. Anyway, whatever. Oh, what am I doing? At least I'm consistently getting runs like that, though. Like, that's... When I set the 000, I was mostly getting .1s. Like, I wasn't getting anywhere close to a .0. Like, all my runs that I was on pace to finish and get an improvement were .1 pace. Which is the only reason I'm kind of torn up over this run that I have, is because, like, it's really fucking good. Aside from the fact that it's got the wrong number in the seconds column. I say really fucking good. Good for my pace. Good overall is a different story. I would need to get like a 101.7 to like have an actual good run that is going to stand for a while. Hey. It's time to look. Ah, fuck. At least I'm not flubbing the first room quite so much. Fucking cone, dude. Get out of the way so I can see where I'm going. Holy fuck. That was stupid. Like, I was looking at the spot where I needed to fucking hop, and this cone just fucking lands right there, and it's like, sup, mate? Fuck me. What a way to fucking lose it, dude. Too much. Okay, yeah, I think that strat where you just slide out of the first hop, or first trick rather, is a bit faster. So what's going on there is one of the sort of subtler things about Mario Kart 8, both games actually, is when you start a drift, the speed of your drift is mostly affected by like whether or not you're mini-turboing beforehand. So if you like, that's why, for example, even though I don't need to start my drift so early on the back straight, I do anyway because I need to both counter drift and then start the actual drift during the mini turbo out of the three-point corner. Because if I don't do that, I lose a lot of speed. So what would be happening on that trick ramp is, I think the boost lasts until you land, but it doesn't give you enough time to actually start a drift out of it. So, like, normally if you do a hop drift, if you do a hop drift out of the first trick, what's going to happen is you're going to get the trick boost attached to your drift, but not the boost pad. Whereas if you do what I do on laps 2 and 3, where I just sort of land into a drift, you get the boost pad speed as well, so it makes your drift a little bit faster. You can kind of see that I pull away a little bit when I do. What the fuck, Wario? What are you doing? So you can kind of see, like, even though my ghost loses time there anyway because it's a bit wide on the coin, like, I actually do gain speed on it a little bit. It's only a very subtle thing because, for the most part, like, you're holding full left anyway, so you lose most of your speed that you would get from a boost, like, straight away, but it's enough to, like, save a little bit. It also feels a little bit easier to take the coin as well. So... no. Please. So the mini turbo boosting the drift is really, really obvious if you actually race like your own ghost or something on this track, and like you accidentally do it once, and then like you race that ghost and you just wonder why your ghost is flying ahead of you on the back straight here. Yeah. So also I think why people have a bit of trouble getting good times on 200cc is because on 200cc it's really obvious. On 150 it's obvious, but like a lot of the time you aren't actually going to get like a drift started because of how much time there is between each corner. Whereas with 200cc it's like you're just pretty much drifting the entire time, so it's like you actually do see the effect a lot, and I think that's why dead as 200cc is. That's also why it's like still relatively easy to get good times, or rather get top 10 times. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen too. Yeah, jump onto. Yeah, I think this bitty buggy is eaten a fair few tires and it's time. Which reminds me, I was actually going to try out Mr. Scooty and see if that's actually any good. Well, I'd suggest holding off on the sub until I've actually got fucking sub emotes put together. Please, game. Do I have a schedule for streaming? No, not at this point. I mean, it's going to be something around what it used to be back in 2015. But I haven't decided anything yet, because the problem I have right now is just sort of figuring out how I want to balance everything. And if I like determine a streaming schedule, then I'm pretty, and like it's, if I determine a streaming schedule that is like too much and I get burned out, I prefer that to not happen a second time. And I'm also working with sort of a restriction in that I can't really stream more than about 100 hours a month at the moment, because I'm streaming off phone data, which is yeah, capped. that was a bit dumb. I do want to play Splat tonight, so... I might end up stopping soon with Mario Kart. We'll have to see. Ah, that was sloppy. As was that. 1v1 you. In which game? Oh. Sub 60. I'm sorry, but my stream for once is actually at the 30 FPS for realsies. One of the many bandwidth saving measures I have implemented to keep my usage low. Ugh, what was that? And that sometimes happens too. That's the wrong game, seriously. That is very much the wrong game. Holy shit, it's like a slop bucket thrown across a fucking kitchen floor. Oh. Goodness. Do I play with smart steering on? No, that would invalidate the time and be slower. I'm pretty sure if you tried to do the start strategy here with smart steering, it would send you into that fence over there. They'd be like, nope, you're done. That's grass, you aren't allowed to go there. Oh, yuck. How did I know that was going to happen? Holy shit, that was bad. Okay. It's for newbies and also people who want to handicap themselves if they're playing with their friends who have like never played a Mario Kart game in their lives and they don't want to like go too fast. Yeah, playing 200cc, if you aren't like used to the game, 200cc can be a bit of a nightmare without smart steering. Oh, that was unfortunate. Yeah, it's actually... I don't mean to like humble brag by saying this, but like Mario Kart... Like normally Mario Kart's supposed to be the game that you can like play with anyone. But I can't play Mario Kart with friends. Like, it just doesn't work, because... It's not like Mario Kart Wii, where there was, like, a bunch of really fucking bad vehicles and you could, like, turn auto-drifting on. So, like, no matter what I pick, I just sort of can't help but drive fast. So it becomes really awkward. Like, it's very easy to be that guy. That's unfortunate. So something like smart steering is good because, like, then I, like, can't take shortcuts. Like, I literally can't take them. And, like, because I'm like constantly fighting against it, it is actually a bit of an equalizer. Damn. Alright, what's the time? Yeah, okay, I might go for a little bit longer on this and then hop over to Splat. Tried to be a bit greedy there and not fuck my line over too hard, but it just sort of killed me. Yeah, motion controls also work as a bit of a handicap as well, but the problem is they're actually functional. Unlike smart steering, which just like hurts you really badly if you know what you're doing. Also, you can kind of see that what I was talking about before, about how drifting out of a mini-turbo is a bit faster even once the mini-turbo is started. Oh my, why? I fucking hit the offer on the edge of the fucking hairpin, dude. Why? Ugh. Like, that just goes to show how much time there is to save on my lap 3, even though it's quite good. Like, for some reason I went exploring a bit halfway through, after the 3-coin corner. Like, I just decided the trees looked kind of nice and wanted to take a closer look, but unfortunately it does lose time, so... close. Close, 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 close. I knew that was gonna happen, fuck. And I knew that was gonna happen too. Ah! Oh, what? Hello? How? What? I swear I drove right through that first coin. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? That was unfortunate. Damn it, mini turbo. Come on. Shit. This is annoying. I agree, but I'm not sure what you're talking about. Hey. Bloody hell. Alright, I'll give it another couple of tries. I want to be on Splatoon for within an hour. Hey, what am I doing? Ghost is actually really distracting when you've got that kind of pace where you're just like about 0.05 ahead. Stop doing that. Oh hey, Dark Bro. Hello, friend. We're going to wean. Oh, what the fuck was that, dude? That wasn't even a spin drift. It's time for squids in probably the next 15 minutes. I say probably, it will be the next 15 minutes. Though I do kind of... I don't know, I kind of feel like it's not too far away. The 101 that is. I kind of feel like I can beat this pretty soon, but at the same time I did crash like 3 fucking perfectly good runs, so... In a row, mind you. Is I am a clan? Yeah, sure. Like, that's my Splatoon team, but, like, yeah, it's my Splatoon team, but it's nothing to do with Mario Kart at this point. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, okay. Sup, play? Damn it, too much. It's barely too much. That was a really... That could have been a .8. That was a sick run. Up to that point. No, that wasn't. I mean, Imperious was the best clan in Mario Kart 8, at least at the start. But that was in 2014, whenever the fuck Mario Kart 8 came out. And it's, yeah, not relevant in Mario Kart at the moment. Aside from the fact that I just used the tag because I can't be bothered changing it for Mario Kart. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop after this, after the next run. So, like, not... Like, if I crash... Like, if I do that, I'm not gonna stop, but, like, if I get past lap 1, I'll stop after that. So, hopefully let's make this count. I say before doing that. Okay, didn't get past lap 1 though, so it's okay. I will continue. Briefly. That happens sometimes. In all seriousness, I'm not expecting to hold this record very long. Because I think... while I'm clear, like... For those who missed the earlier explanation, the reason I got the record right now is because I found a couple of new strategies that save a bit of time. Which means that even though the old record, like I beat the old record by quite a lot, if the old world record holder basically sits down and plays a little bit, he'll probably beat my time. Because I haven't improved my time enough at this point for it to be outright better. Hey, fuck. The only real precise thing in this is the first shroom. Everything else is quite easy, it's just that... well, not easy, but... there's nothing stupidly precise that you basically have to hope for in this. Aside from the first shroom being good, which even then is relatively consistent, and it's at the start, so it doesn't matter. Rip. So as precise as that hop at the end looks, it's actually pretty straightforward. Like, it looks fancy until you actually try it, and you sort of understand that you just basically hop right as you're about to hit the... like, you release your mini turbo, and you just sort of hop. And like 90% of the time you just go straight over. Anyway. What you're talking about is more like Rainbow Road. So like, I was actually explaining this to someone earlier. So I've got Rainbow Road as well, right? This track is kind of stupid because, like, you can kind of see on Mario Circuit, there were a couple of times where I would like hit the off-road, but then I'd like still be able to more or less keep up with my Ghost. That doesn't happen on like Rainbow Road and Neo Bowser, which is the other one that I've got. Basically, on Rainbow Road and to a lesser degree Neo Bowser, what happens is if you fuck up even a little bit, you just lose the run entirely. Like, you can't really keep going. Whereas on Mario Circuit, like, it's a lot easier to kind of keep a run together. Like, you can make small mistakes here and there and it won't end you. And then on top of that, Rainbow Road has a stupid one-frame trick where, like, you hop into the cannon, and if you do it at the right timing, you just gain 0.1 of a second just because. So on top of Rainbow Road being a really consistency-driven track where you need to like hit everything in order to get a solid run, it's also got a stupid fucking one-frame trick in the middle of it that is more or less going to determine whether or not your run is any good. So that's, yeah. As for Neo Bowser, it's just a hard track. Like, it's slippery as hell, and there's a lot of sort of pixel type things. So anyway, I'm going to play some Squid Game now, but I'm actually going to do something a little different because I am intending on playing some Splat, and I'm like sort of wanting to learn it properly, I guess. So I shall be back in a moment. Alright. Hi. Okay. Just gonna do a real quick warm-up, and I should probably change the game over to Splatoon 2. Excuse me. There we go. All seems to be well. Okay, so, to explain what I'm doing here, I'm starting up a new account because I want to do a default gear only thing with brawlers. But the problem with doing that on my main account is I don't have the default gear anymore. I have overwritten, I think, 2 of the default gear pieces with shit from Splatnet. So, yeah, I'm basically... like, I basically need to do something like this if I want to use just default gear. Oh, right, hang on. My bad. Forgot to get rid of that. Oh boy. This is a thing. Oh shit, hello. Okay. Kind of jumped in front of his shot, really. He has a lot of equal distance. Is it better to specialize or be versatile? I'm assuming you mean in this game. In which case I'd say you definitely want to specialize a little bit. Like, it's very easy to get sort of carried away with like trying to master everything in this game, but it's quite counterproductive. Wait, are we losing? Yeah, I'm losing, right? That would be really unfortunate. I don't want to play turf more than I have to. Okay, well. Why am I playing on a new profile? Like I said, I'm wanting to learn Brellas, right? But I don't want to just, like, use Splat Brella and have that be that. I want to actually learn the weapons, like, inside out. Which I can't really do on my main account because even though I have like 10 umbrella and whatnot, I need to actually, like, it's a matter of, first of all, practicing, and secondly, like, not having really good gear to fall back on. Because the problem is, like, if I just learn 10 umbrella with, you know, 2 mains and main saver and all that sort of shit, what's going to happen is I'm going to start falling back on that main saver rather than using default gear, which is okay for Tenderbrella, like it's not terrible, and then like getting stuck doing dumb things because it's kind of awkward to explain. Basically, I just want to like I don't know, I can't really explain exact in sort of concise terms, but, you know, I mean, why do most people make alt accounts for fucking testing things? Myself inside out there a bit. Game audio of powerful voice. Yeah, okay, I can see why that would happen. Apparently my volume settings have been overwritten at some point. this volume a bit. Oh shit, I might lose it a bit. Just a sec, I'm gonna do something. It needs to be 125, I think. Okay, that should be a bit better. Why not line weapons in my own rank? Because the problem is, if I do that, I'm not... How do I explain this properly? The issue that I want to avoid is, sort of... It's logical in my head. It's very fucking hard to explain properly though, because it's like, it's one of those things that sounds really fucking stupid if you just say it out loud. Okay, so when you use a new weapon that you're unfamiliar with in sort of a lower rank, what tends to happen is because you only need to like gradually progress in skill rather than just sort of being thrown in the deep end, you can sort of get a better feel for the fundamentals of the weapon, as opposed to just jumping straight to S+, and because you don't really understand the weapon, it's really hard to evaluate what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. So like, a good example is with Tenterbrella. I was actually using it in squads yesterday, and there were a couple of situations where it seemed as though if I wasn't shit with the weapon, I would have got like a quad kill or something. And a lot of the time, like if you just jump straight into S+ with a weapon you're completely unfamiliar with, a lot of the time you aren't going to be able to tell the difference between your, like what you're doing right and what you're just accidentally, what is the correct decision versus what worked because the enemy team fucked up or something like that. Whereas with this, it's a lot easier to, like you can, with a lower rank account, you can really easily tell, like, the kinds of things that you would not get away with in higher ranks, because you can sort of tell what other people are doing wrong a lot more easily. Because it's like less chaotic and more sort of, I guess, it's easier to isolate yourself from the rest of the game, I guess. If that all makes sense. Like, it's still like a kind of shitty thing to do. Like, I'm not gonna pretend that Smurf accounts are, like, good or anything like that. But at the same time, like, I'm also pretty sure that what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna play a bit of ranked, and I'm just gonna skip every rank up to S, and then that'll be that. Anyway. Though I must admit, I'm a little concerned that what's going to happen is I'm going to get the Tenterbrella. No, sorry, the Splatbrella. I'm not going to unlock the Tenterbrella until whatever the fuck level it comes out. And by the time I unlock the Tenterbrella, I'm already going to be like S+, and I won't be able to actually do what I'm trying to do. Like, it kind of feels like that's what's going to happen, and it's not going to be great. Oh, hey. Yeah, your teammate disconnected. Oh, what? My armor ran out. That shouldn't have happened. taking our base back. Thanks. Never mind, we lose. Oh wait, no, the L3 disconnected as well. Go team! You can do it. I bereave. Oh, hello. We did it. Yeah, nice. It wasn't really a 3v4 because the L3 disconnected at the end, but still. It was a 3v4 for most of it. Oh dear. Advice for someone who's S plus 99 in the last game and is having trouble in this game. That's actually a new one. Most people were like, oh, I was A plus in the last game, but I'm S plus in this one. I guess if you're... It depends on like what weapons you tend to use. But I mean, if you're using the vanilla splatter shot and having trouble, then... I don't know. I mean, it's going to depend a lot on what region you're from. Because if you're like... Yeah, I don't know. I actually, like, it's... If you're playing splatter shot and having trouble... I guess what I'd say is there's a good chance that what you're doing wrong is something along the lines of, like, not... Like, you're trying too hard to carry the game. If I had to guess. So, like, I'm assuming... Do you, like, get really good KDs or something like that? Because if you do, then that would definitely be the issue. Like, if you go every game and, like, get generally good KDs and, like, just have trouble getting up to S plus in spite of that, then I can probably tell you what your problem is. Thanks. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Hello, aim. I would like to buy an aim, please. Ming. Okay, well if you have very few deaths, then the problem is probably that you're not really helping the objective enough. Oh boy. Please die. Okay. Please do. Thanks. So, the issue I'm expecting that you're having is that you don't put enough emphasis on winning the game as opposed to not losing. Which is sort of a problem you normally see in people who play things like Splat. That was awful. Why wasn't that kill? Or did he already get that kill? Yeah, looks like he already got that kill. Ooh, you got me. Am I fine though? Yeah, we got good positions, so I say we got good positions and then everyone runs away from the purple ink that's coming into our base. That was close. We're losing mid, but I should be able to get most of it back. Junior isn't slightly more accurate, it's just that people underestimate how strong... Well, I say how strong, that's deceptive. The Junior wasn't completely useless in Splatoon 1. It actually was capable of doing the same shit it's doing now, it's just that in Splat 1, having the range it did and the kill time it did was a complete death sentence, so... Dude, Zen, AIM is like AOL Instant Messenger is dead? Is that actually happening? Holy fuck, that is ridiculous, dude. Because yeah, normally I would expect that people... Oh right, you stay in your lobby in Turf War, right. Normally I'd expect that in Splatoon 1, if you had like S rank or something, you should be S+ in this game. So... like I say, if you're sort of gone the wrong direction, then probably what's happening is, like, a problem with how you're playing the objective. Because the issue for a lot of people is usually that they don't support their team enough. Like, you constantly see, like, pictures on Twitter and Reddit and whatnot about, oh, I had 20 kills and we lost, and it's like, well... If you were actually a good player and you had 20 kills, you wouldn't have lost, because your 20 kills would have been effective. But if you got 20 kills and still lost because you weren't getting important kills, then that's your problem right there, you know? But if you've got the opposite problem where you aren't getting enough kills, then, you know, it's like... It's sort of the defensive equivalent of going, you know, 20-2 and losing. So... Oh! Oh, he walked it with an aerospray. I almost lost him. Oh, that's open. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. It's terrible. I think we're losing our base though. Oh boy, this is awkward. Okay. Give me all the points! I want the points! I know you are. Excuse me? Okay, I'm bad. Okay, I'm no longer bad. Why the new account? Because I'm going to be learning Tenterbrella for the most part, and using that in S Plus is going to be a massive fucking mess, so... I'm actually kind of happy with the gear that I got. The extra special saver and ink recovery. Because I'm going to be playing with default gear only, so... in hindsight, Tenebrella's at fucking level 9, dude. This might be a while. See, like, my stream title says learning Tenterbrella, but it's gonna take me like 2 or 3 hours to probably hit level 9. So... Oh, sorry, learning Brellas, I should say. Does studying the physics of the game help? Not as such. You should have a general understanding, but, like, actually trying to leverage the physics in your favor is probably not going to be terribly useful. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, you gotta realize, the way a lot of people try to win this game in like S Plus and whatnot is by just hard carrying. This is what I was getting at earlier. Like trying too hard to carry. I'm not saying like try hard as in like, oh, you're trying to win. What the fuck? What's wrong with you? But like trying too hard to carry is shit like going 1v4 and like trying to sort of use like winning 1v4s to win, which is just monumentally stupid. Because like it removes the one advantage you have as a good player. Like if you actually do outmatch the people in your game, then like 1v4ing is the worst possible way to play. Because what you're doing... Okay, that was close. So what you're doing by 1v4ing is you're minimizing how effective you can be as like the best player in the lobby. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, we have a pro disconnected apparently. Like, the way that you hard carry games is by basically making it so that your team is a stronger unit of 4. And you do that by helping them with turf control, by, like, assisting their kills, by trying to keep them alive where you can, by, like, not complaining that they're doing stupid things and instead, like, helping them out so that their dumb decisions actually have a chance of working. Like, there's all sorts of things that you should be doing in order to win games more consistently along those lines. And what a lot of people do is they just say, oh, well, I'm the best player in the lobby, so I'm going to go out of my way to, you know, 1vx the enemy team, and then yell at my team when we lose and they haven't got into position, because they're too shit scared of, like, approaching a fucking sniper or something who you should have realized that's what the problem is and, like, actually remove that. keeps doing it. One day he will learn. Eesh, no. Oh shit. I thought I actually had 4 shots on that one guy, so I was like, oh yeah, I should totally shoot him. And like that, we win a fucking 3d4. Probably. So, like, that right there, like, obviously winning 3v4s in Turf War when you're level 2 and you're getting, oh, level 3, I guess, and being put in sort of dumpster fire lobbies isn't terribly difficult, but you gotta realize that, like, this is how you win in, like, Splatfest and whatnot as well. Did I have to build up playtime endurance? It's funny you mention that, because I kind of do, or did. Part of the problem that I have... I should be leaving this lobby. Part of the problem that I have... Oh, shit, dude, Steam. No, fuck off. Don't fucking download a fucking patch on my fucking phone internet. So, like, one of the problems I had, like, really early on in Splat 1 was that I could play pretty well, but only for a short time, because I'd need to focus really fucking hard to do it, and then, like, I'd just gradually slip over time. Very fish. That is brilliant. Yeah, so, like, that's also part of why I'm running a new account, is because I need to practice that a lot more, where I am able to, like, focus on helping the team rather than just, like, doing my own thing and expecting the team to pick up the slack. So, like, what I'm going to be focusing on when I eventually get this account to ranked is winning by having my team, like, you know, do things, and, like, helping my team to blunder about in a slightly more successful way than the enemy team. Which, in fairness, in C-, that's basically just going to be me doing all the work anyway, but in, you know, B-, A- sort of thing, it's going to be more like, okay, my team is going to bum rush the tower, or they're going to bum rush the enemy team, so what do I do to win with that knowledge? And adjusting my playstyle accordingly. Then when I get to S+, doing the same thing, so that I can really quickly rank up. Is it bad that I almost, like, tried to do the inputs for the very start of Mario Circuit just now? Okay. Oh shit. Am I going to be getting the S Plus in one stream? No. My phone battery will die long before I do that. What I'm trying to do in this stream is just sort of play. Like, I don't really have any particular goal. Oh, hello, this guy there. Oh shit, I just got shot. I just assumed that I'd hit him. So, for example, this guy right here, that I'm following around, this 52 guy, like at some point, someone's probably going to try and flank him, right? So what I can do is, like, help him out by just covering that flank, and then he can just sort of do whatever he's doing. And, that way, like, if I get into a sticky situation myself, even if it's not, like, the same kind of assistance that I would be providing myself, it's still assistance, right? Like, it's whatever situation I get into after that is going to be sort of a 2v1 kind of thing, as well. Oh, I should not be doing that. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, like, you always hear it too in, like, solo queue streams of basically any game. It's like, oh, that guy did a really dumb thing, and I'm not gonna like, yeah, if your teammate's doing a dumb thing, then okay, but, first of all, they're probably saying you're doing dumb shit as well, and secondly, a dumb thing that's done well is probably going to do a lot better than the smart thing that's, like, done 1v5. So, or 1v4 or whatever. So I basically just walked around and painted the map that game, but, I mean, you could sort of tell it was a bit dicier than it should have been, but I think we won? Yeah, it looks like we won. Freshness minus. Oh yeah. No, 1v5 wouldn't work very well in a 4v4 game, no. When I said 1v5, I was kind of thinking like Dota, Counter-Strike, League of Legends sort of thing. Because like you constantly see people complaining about how their team is so shit and like 4v5. Here we go. Fucking level 50s. Alright. The game knows. Alright. They have an E-leader. That's not where I wanted that nade to go. Oh, I'm so fucking dead, dude. Yeah, I'm not dead. Reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated. Oh, what the? Ah, it's fucking corporate. Good job, War. Close thing. Safe jump, forklift. Oh shit, I got shot. Oh, we lost. I didn't even realize they had dually scorches. That was awkward. Like, I literally... I don't think I even saw, like, half their team for most of that game. Like, I saw the E-leader, and I saw the pro, but I never saw the fucking dually scorches until right at the end. Brother's level 9, I believe. And then Tenebril is some fuck-off level in the 20s, I think. Oh no, the arrow meme did meme things. Actually, that's a good point. I should probably check and see when the Tenebrella is unlocked. Oh, shit, 23, fuck, okay. Yeah, ZR is slow. It is actually faster to just mash through that text. Because, like, if I do that, you can sort of see, like, the text appears quickly, but it takes a while to go away. Whereas if I do this, oh shit. Whereas if I do this, it just appears instantly and then it goes away as well. So yeah, I'm probably going to end up using mostly just the normal Rella. Which isn't great, but, I mean, it kind of aims in a similar way, so it's okay. Is Tenebrella low-key good? Okay. I think it is, but I can't be sure. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I was playing it yesterday, and I feel as though I understand the point of the weapon, like what the devs want you to do with it, but I also feel as though you need to be so fucking good with it that oh my fucking... Kill me. Remove me from existence. I have to channel my inner aerospray and like actually paint every corner because we have 3 charges. What gear would I use on the Brella? I'm not sure, actually. That's sort of why I'm, like, for now, just going to be using default gear. Because I want to see where the Brella actually struggles, and, like, I want to know the difference between things that the Tenebrella actually struggles with, and things that you just struggle with if you shield. Right? It's kind of like running like main save on a pro, for example. It like people always say, oh, you should run main save on a pro, but like a lot of the time, it's actually just that you aren't really good at managing ink with it, and it's just training wheels for like when you pick up the, or rather, if you are better with the pro, you don't actually need the main saver. Dude, we can actually win. Dude, oh my god. Considering our comp, that was way closer than it should have been. Aerospray still paints really well. Like, people are losing their shit because of the painting got nerfed, but like, it still does paint very well. Ha! Stole that kill. Oh shit, there's a guy. Well, that's obnoxious. Yes, me playing Squid Game. Colorized 2017. Oops. And I think we win. Oh, fuck. Dapple's had a suction rush. Rip. Yeah. I mean, it's still close. Ish. You could tell by how long the ending was, how many fucking suction bombs that Dapple, the Dapples got off. So, yeah, yeah, that was not an easy game. Sup, perps? Well, you see, I was going to learn Brellas, but then I realized that Brellas are actually level 9, and so... I just sort of walked in that guy for a bit. Yeah, I don't play this game at all. That's why I've got a brand new level 4 account, is because I've literally never played this game before. I just stood in the rain cloud. Okay. Man, that thing tanks a lot of fucking damage. Don't think we won that. Then again, I don't know, did we paint the corridors at all? Hey! No aim, no brain, must be a junior man. Oh no, we have a bamboozler. And we have someone on the enemy team who is literally using a machine in turf war. Ah! Oh my goodness. Damn fucking death rays. Oops. I'm so dead, dude. Oh shit. Oh, what the fuck? We might have won that? I mean, it looks okay, but we didn't paint the color. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, we didn't paint the maze at all, so I was a bit concerned when I lost that, but... we good. I think I need to oil this chair a bit, holy fuck. Yeah, it's an alt to practice Brellas once I've finally fucking unlocked them. With default gear and all that noise. Booyah. He tried. Oh shit. You shot me. Okay. Ah! Fuck. I just assumed that I'd get the extra shots, but I kind of whiffed. They don't turf that well. Like, the turfing isn't bad, but it's not great. I don't know why people are so hung up over the Tenebrel's turfing. Like, yeah, it has Sprinkler and fucking Inkstorm, but that, like... So did the NZAP 89, you know? Well... we're closer. And that's not all. Wouldn't it be great if they made it so that on the normal Splat Umbrella, it would just occasionally put like a Miiverse post, or a Splat 2 Miiverse version thing? Then that way, when you're doing the permanent shield glitch, you'll just like see someone complaining about furries. It'd be great, I think. The best one would be something like, you know, dude said Brella is bad or something like that on the front of your Brella. That'd be great, because then, like, and it's like, dude said Brella is bad, but I'm dying to a Brella. I mean, like, Snowman, what I'm saying is, the Brella itself isn't a particularly great turfer. Like, yeah, with the Sprinkler and Inkstorm, yes, it is, but the weapon itself doesn't turf amazingly well. You know, like, it turfs well, don't get me wrong, like, you can fire it pretty quickly and it puts down a solid blob of ink, but it's like, you could... You know, it's not the same kind of turfing as something like a Junior or a Tenatech, you know? Or a Mini, I should say, not a T-Tech. The other thing is, the Aerospray is actually kind of inefficient for turfing because it has such short range, so like, if you get into a fight with something, you can't really like, outpaint that, because, you know, you're just gonna get shot, whereas with the Brella you've got a bit of range to it, so... The Beast. Alright. I should probably make a bit more of a point of, like, not playing like an idiot, but... Oh my gosh, that drift is... Ah! It's so awkward to aim at, because you're just like, oh, it's a dually, I'm gonna fucking shoot it in the face once it stops, and then it just keeps going and going and going. Oh dear, that was... Oh shit. what? Oh, okay. I thought I already painted that. Why does it pay you with only one other person in Summoning so often? You're probably just getting unlucky with the matchmaking. Oh my gosh. Can I fucking hit this guy? By unlucky with the matchmaking, I mean like you're queuing up. Because I'm pretty sure the latency-based matchmaking is also a thing in Salmon Run. Right, but like, I think it's sort of less so. I don't know exactly how it works. But... Please kill that guy. We lost anyway because I fucking suck. But yeah, like, it depends on, like, I don't know where you're playing from, and... But, like... Like, I've had that problem as well when playing with friends, right? Because we queue up and, like, we've got 3 people, we just want a 4th, and it just doesn't show up. But... I mean, if it's 5 AM Eastern Time, then there's your problem right there. You just probably aren't finding people because they aren't awake yet. I think the disconnects are either going to be your internet's fault or the fault of the internet of the people you're playing with. Holy shit, there's a lot of passive voice in that, but the matchmaking, like, I'm not, you can see, I'm not really getting that many disconnects. Yeah, like, it's quite obviously a problem with American internet as opposed to the game. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, there's regional matchmaking, and if you're playing at like 5 AM, then yeah, it's not going to be great for you. Oh, what the fuck? It's not region locked, it's just that, like, people have been reporting that they get games with Japanese players every now and then, and, like, if it was region locked, I wouldn't be able to play with Japanese players. I wouldn't even be able to play at all, honestly. But it's not region locked, so, yeah, it's just high latency. Oh, brush. Yeah, like I say, like, you gotta realize that one of the biggest complaints about the regional matchmaking is that people's internet just fucking sucks in America and Europe. And Australia, for that matter. I'm the only one left. Oh shit. Might be lagging a bit because that shouldn't have killed me just yet. Well, I sort of tried. I somehow got the impression that game wasn't winnable. I'm not exactly sure why, but... I'd very much like to be getting my freshness rating up so that I can get that bonus XP, but it seems to not be happening. I was waiting for someone to notice that. Yes, Toad. This is what we call being a dick. Game. Anyone who's good with it and has footage? I honestly haven't been keeping up with that. I know Necro, for example, played it, but like I think he's focusing on heavy splatling or something now. So I honestly don't know. There's a bunch of people who sort of picked it up because it's the new hotness, but those people tend not to actually be very good with it, kind of like, you know, Tri-Slaughter and all that. So it's kind of hard to recommend any of those people as streamers. Stop letting me hit it. You too. Oh, fuck. I WM1 too much and had no aim. No, rain. Oh, please. Oh, hello. Oh, shh. Didn't mean to go that close. Yes, it is very, very popular in Japan because, you know, it wins. Well, we fucking lost. Probably. No! Okay. Yeah, so like the triple brawler comps in Japan, it's kind of like the Tri-Slosher in that because there's nothing that really deals with brawler all that well, the best comp is just to run as many brawlers as you can and then just like run some sort of filler long range to like try and deal with other brawlers a little bit better. It's the final lap, Darth Splat, like 100%. It's just that it looked kind of bad because we lost most of mid. But then, like, I think toward the end I painted enough of mid that it brought us back. I have to admit my voice is dying a little bit because I've got a sore throat as it is and I've been talking for like 3 hours straight, so... Streaming with a sore throat is a little bit suboptimal, but, you know, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Holy shit, everyone's killing me! Okay, I went into a cloud of death. Oh, shit. does rapid work versus Brawler? It sort of does. I know people like to say that blasters work really well against Brawlers, but they kind of don't. The problem is that blasters are too likely to have their shots like clip onto the Brawler and not actually do anything. So... So I got like momentarily stuck there, and that's not great. Killed some people. Team, go! Paint forwards, not backwards. What the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit. Like, so it feels as though blasters kind of have just weird hitbox problems against Brawlers. So even though on paper it makes sense to run them, I honestly don't know. Like it always it seems. Like, I've seen blasters do well against Brawlers, right? But the problem is that it also feels like a lot of the time the blaster shot is either going to clip the Brawler, in which case it does nothing, or it's going to go like too far away from the Brawler and not actually deal any damage. Which is doubly true of the Tenta Brawler, but that's a different story. As for the Tenta Brawler, I think it actually could be quite good. It's just really, really hard to use. But yeah, Tenta Brawler is an extremely hard weapon to use. You definitely can't just pick it up and use it like pretty much every other weapon in the game. You need to put a ton of practice into it, and you also need to understand the maps really well so that you can abuse the shield. And on top of that, like basically every aspect of your game has to be really well honed and also specialized toward using the Tenta Brawler. Did like a 360. Oh shit. Saw that coming. Oh hey, we're losing our base. What an surprise. Oh shit. No, actually, no, I really do want to figure the brother out, because I think the kit actually makes perfect sense. Holy shit, the win animation though, it looks so dumb. The kit actually makes perfect sense. It's just that the weapon, like, to actually hit people with the weapon, it's like using a CRB, except instead of one hitbox that is huge and instantly kills things, it is 6 or 7 hitboxes or something that are also huge, but you have to actually hit with all of them at once, or most of them at once, in order to get a kill. So it's really fucking hard, but if you can do it, if it is possible to use the weapon and not be bad, then I think it's got some serious fucking power to it. Yeah, Afro, I'm fitting in. I mean, after all, there is a strong, what's the term? Wow, I'm blanking. Conformity. There is a strong tendency for conformity in Japan, so, like, using Japanese characters seems like a good way to conform. Booyah. Ugh. Holy shit. Oh, he got me. Didn't realize I was dying though. Yes, it is about 3:30 in the morning in Japan right now. Yes, but Ambry, you're a fucking weeb. That's the difference. I'm making a topical joke, and yeah. Oh my gosh, no! Oh shit. Oh, he has a ton of run speed, that's why. I was confused as to how he was catching up to me so fucking fast. Losing phase on it, yeah. This is what we call overextending. Alright, later Zen, thanks for watching. No Darth Splat, it's just that getting good gear off people is very, very rare. There's nothing you can do to change that. Oh yeah, what I did against that brawler has worked the entire time the brawler has been a thing, and nobody seemed to understand that you could do that. So... Oh my fuck! Stingray! Oh shit. Hello, Dynamo. I don't know who I jumped to, but I jumped to someone. Ah! Did we win that? might have. But yeah, like, one of the things that people weren't doing against ballers in the last patch was learning how to time grenades so that you insta-kill them when they explode. Like, you can do it on reaction and everything. There's literally no reason why, if you have a splat bomb, there is literally no reason why the baller shouldn't die the moment he explodes. So, can you join? Probably not. You can try. Actually, I'm probably going to stop fairly soon because my voice is starting to get really fucking bad. Like, you know those times when, like, you know that your voice is going to die in the next, like, 10 minutes? It's kind of like that, where my voice is fine right now, but it's not going to be fine very soon. Also, I'm pretty sure my phone battery is going to die soon as well, so... yeah. But, nonetheless, I hope everyone's enjoyed my, Brella gameplay, where I've been learning the Brella. That's definitely what this stream has been. And I hope everyone also enjoyed, those who are still here from that, my attempts at decrementing the seconds digit in my Mario Circuit world record in Mario Kart. Unfortunately, neither of those things have ended up happening, so... It just goes to show you how difficult it is to tell the truth. It's a very hard thing to do. Honesty is truly difficult. Oh, I'm so dead. Yeah, I sort of forgot how long it takes to actually level up in this game. Even though I think this is probably faster than Splat 1 early on, because, like, the freshness bonus and the 1000 for wing and all that. Ah, shit. Yeah, no, it's you're just looking at it wrong. It's definitely a Brella. It's all a matter of perspective. Ah, fuck. Chicken bomb. Oh shit, he's on it. Yeah, the looks and sounds can be deceiving. It's, this game is quite confusing at times. It's easy to see how someone could mistake this for not a Brella. Ah, fuck, help. Oh, no. I didn't get enough momentum. Well, shit. Alright, yeah, actually I'm gonna end it there, because I'm... Yeah, I can actually feel my voice fucking breaking as I say words, so... Yeah, see, my stream title is, not to be taken... It's to be taken under advisement. I actually was intending to, like, hit level 9 and, like, play brawls and shit, but apparently losing a lot is not conducive to leveling up, so... Alright. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will be on... Well, I'll probably, like, get to level 9 off stream and then, like, actually play Brawler tomorrow. And then I'll, like, set my Splatoon... my stream title to Splatoon 2 Learning Junior. So that way it will really, really confuse people. So, yeah. Alright. Well, that's all from me, so I'm gonna see if there's anyone playing so I can host. Let's see. Alright, I'll just host Kiddo. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.